So here we are in our Linux machine. We're logged in as root, and as you can see, the Likewise CD has been mounted. On this distribution, the mount point for this CD is in the media directory. So we change to that directory, and we source the installation script. The installation script will analyze the distribution and determine which installer to run off the CD. We click our way through the installer. The installer will go out and install the necessary packages for the distribution. And as it informs us, after we're done, we then need to go and join the machine to Active Directory. So let's do that now. To do that, we go to the opt likewise bin directory, and we run the domain join tool. First, we specify the organizational unit to which we want to join this machine. Then the domain. Then the name of an AD account that has sufficient privileges to join machines to the domain. We'll use our administrator account. We're then prompted for its password, and the join is performed. After joining a machine to Active Directory, it's a good idea to restart it just to make sure that the other services on the system are aware of the changes that Likewise Enterprise makes to it. Now that I've restarted, I'm presented with the Linux logon screen. Let me log in using an Active Directory user. Now I'm logging in with my administrator account, but I'm prefixing it with my short domain name, LikewiseDemo. I could use a fully qualified domain name. I could say administrator@likewisedemo.com, or because I've also set the group policy correctly, I could also just type in administrator, and the Likewise agent would assume that we were logging into the same domain as that to which the machine is joined. So here I am logged into Linux using an Active Directory account. As you can see, my home directory has been created. If I bring up a shell and use the ID command, you can see that my user ID and my group ID information is set to values specified by Likewise. Let's go back now to the Windows tools and see how we can enable additional users to log into this machine. So back in my Windows machine, here I am running the Enterprise console. From the Diagnostics and Migration page, I'll click on Launch Active Directory Users and Computers. This brings up the Microsoft Management Console. And here I am at the organizational unit that I created earlier. Let's add a user to this organizational unit. We'll give the user a simple password to start with. And we'll leave the checkbox on here that requires the user to change his password at the next logon. While we're here, let's also add a new group. We'll call this Apache Admins, and we'll make Jack a member of that group. Now, just because these users and groups exist doesn't mean that they're available to our Linux machine. Before a user or group can be visible in a Unix machine, it has to be enabled in the appropriate cell. So let's come over here to Jack Jones and click on Properties. Select the Likewise Settings tab, and we'll enable the user in the Linux server cell. We'll have to give the user a UID. We'll ask Likewise to suggest a UID for him, and we click OK. We can do the same thing with the Apache admins group. Let's go back to the Unix machine and see what happens when we log in as J. Jones. So here we are, back in Linux, and this time we'll just type J. Jones without Likewise demo prefix. We're asked for the simple password we specified when we created the user. And notice that we're told the password is expired, and we need to specify a new one. So here we are, logged in as J. Jones, which who am I confirms. And if we type the ID command, we see not only our user ID and the domain users group, but we also see that we're a member of the Apache admins group.